to have an amazing guest with us today. And I'm going to allow her first to introduce herself and to tell a little bit more about our special guest for today. Thank you so much. Welcome, Chelsey, to the show.
Thank you so much, Harry. It's great to be here today. Yeah, we're going to have an amazing interview today. So much to share about speaking, about mentoring, and what it takes to be a great mentor. And yeah, really looking forward to being here. Thank you. I'm the CEO and founder of National Mentoring Day. And over to you, Harry.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chelsey, and welcome to the show. And today, the first question that I really want to ask you is because you are known as one of the number one pitching expert in here in United Kingdom and in the world for business startups from a startup to multi-million pound companies. And in your opinion, why is important to have that perfect pitch, and what is the difference in have this pitch when you speak? Is you have an startup or you have a multi-million pound business? What's your view on that?
Well, that's a loaded question. Okay, right. We got off to a good start then. So basically, yeah, I've mentored and trained people on pitching for investments for their business, to speak to the media. But it can range from people wanting £10,000 up to millions and millions of pounds. So it's actually not so different. A pitch is a pitch, but the key elements of pitching are that the person who is giving over the pitch, they've got to believe in what they're saying. They've got to believe and show the investors that they can actually deliver on what they're speaking, on the pitch that they're giving. It's about showing the investor panel. I used to do a live show in London called the Midas Touch, where people would be pitching for millions of pounds, and I was the host. And you'd see people with their pieces of paper, nervous as anything, and they weren't looking in the eye. They were looking over here, looking over there, and you just don't believe that individual is going to be able to deliver on the business idea or business concept that he or she is actually saying. So you've got to believe in your product or service. You've got to come across confident in the pitch. And number one, it's about being authentic. If you try to be somebody you're not in the pitch, it's going to come across that you're inauthentic. And the investors are buying people first and then the business idea. I'm not going to get too much into detail on the actual pitch, but just a quick tip is that the business, if you're going to ask for any amounts of money, it has to be shown that the business is going to be here in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and in 20 years' time, despite when the robots and AI come in. It's got to be shown to be scalable and sustainable. That's the key tip there. So I hope that's helped.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's basically, especially in startups, in this very pre-seed angel investment, sometimes the people, the investor, they are buying the people as important as the company. They are evaluating or investing in the person as well as the company. So if that person, Chelsey, shows up for the pitching, for the presentation, confident, exactly what you said. Exactly, owning the product. That is definitely is going to open a window for the investor to create that trust. Like, I want to invest in that company, this company, but I also want to invest in that person as well. Exactly. So 100%, yes. Will be the pitches, like Chelsey said, they have different structures depending if for a multi-million pound company and for the startup. So we're gonna put some information for you in the description, so where you can find extra information how to get the perfect pitch. Maybe Chelsey, we can put something from the Mentoring Awards website in the description around pitching, and we share it with you guys, right? Now, this is more like a personal question for you, Chelsey, and it's come about your speaker career, right? There is something that we all have, the fear of public speaking, and stage fright is what we call it, the biggest fear of the planet, right? And people here in UK, they do surveys, and people prefer to die than to speak in public. So how did your speaking career begin, and also did you ever experience a stage fright or fear of public speaking?
Wow, again, another loaded question from Harry. I love it. You're getting the maximum out of me today. Good. Okay, so how did my speaking career begin? Well, a bit of an accident, really, is that I started to do a few jobs as an actress, and I would always get cast, can you guess, as an air hostess, a businesswoman, a detective, or a PA, secretary type person. Always. It was always because of the glasses. Always wanting to cast as that type of person. And I was doing this job, actually. I think it was a BBC series with Robson Green, and I had a line to say. I had a few lines to say in it, and it basically said, has Mr. Hocker had another look, or I had this whole line to say, and the director kept saying, hey, say it another way, say it another way, say it another way, and I thought, there's an infinity of ways to say this sentence. And it was on that moment that I thought, you know what, I'm not cut out for this. I'm no good learning lines anyway. And I thought I would try my luck as a presenter. And that's when it really, really took off. And I ended up presenting all over the world. But you sometimes have to fail in something to realise. I'm not saying I failed. I delivered the line perfectly and it came out on television. I did a couple of Bond movies where I had to give Piers Brosnan his mission statement. That was all very good fun working at Pinewood Studios.
Wow.
And, it was great, but it wasn't me. I didn't feel it in my heart, the acting. And that's where I changed to obviously doing the presenting.
Yeah. And then I have one more personal question. How do you... how you really find your voice, how you find your voice as a speaker? It was something that you work on yourself, or what was that process?
Wow. Yes. In fact, I forgot to ask about the fear of public speaking. Everybody has a fear of. Everybody can use the nerves in the right way. So there's many speakers that I know, very famous speakers. They all have a little bit of anxiety before they go on, and it's good. It's the adrenaline that drives you. It's fantastic. So I've always used the fear and the adrenaline to get me to do the job. It's the biggest asset, the fear. But people just don't understand it. They misread it and they don't know how to work with the fear. You've heard of the line, feel the fear and do it anyway. Just go for it. Who knows? It's like, I could have really prepared for this interview today and had it all perfectly written out. It's got to come from the heart. What's the worst that can go wrong? I might cough. I make a mistake. It's about being real and being authentic, and nobody minds. So get over the fear. Yeah. But anyway, back to your question. How did I find my voice? It was because I was a writer. So I was writing for many magazines. Wow. And words have meaning. Words have power. So on that basis, I understood the power of each single word. Each single word had a value to it, which was incredible. Certainly in magazine space, each word actually has a monetary value as an advertiser. So I understood the value of that, and I was writing. I had a business advice column and a life coaching column, and I just thought, right, I need to start speaking this. And when I added my passion to my words, it just took off because it was real. So I found my voice through writing it down. You need to be a good writer. I write all my own speeches. Whenever I'm going to address a government or anything, I write my speeches. So it came from writing.
And then one more question regarding audiences, and I remember sometimes for me in particularly, right? There is a big difference to speak in an audience with 20 people, with 200 people, and with the large audiences. So, can you share with us what's been your biggest audience, and do you prefer to speak in small, mediums, or large audiences?
Okay, well, I teach people it's all the same. If you can speak in front of 2 people, you can speak in front of 2,000 and 2 million. Okay, it's just that we put those labels on it. We think, I'm speaking in front of thousands of people. You get the fear attached to that. And that's not the case. If you can speak in 2, you can do 2,000. So my biggest audience was when I was invited to speak at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And that was huge. I mean, just thousands and thousands of people. And it was a big deal to be flown over to Barcelona. And I remember when my name was called, the audience started clapping. I came out. And I just saw a sea of tiny, tiny white dots where the lights were hitting the tops of their heads. I couldn't see a single face. It was pretty out there. And the good thing is nobody can hear your heart race. So I did an amazing job. I think I got a standing ovation. It was beautiful. And I think I pulled it off because I spoke the truth and I spoke from my heart. So it was, it was pretty big audience.
And you went for it.
Sorry, I was going to say, also, it was a tech audience as well.
Wow.
And you've got to know your audience. So
exactly.
That was, for me, I do not usually speak on technology. So, as long as I obviously spoke about the mentoring side of women in business and everything else, and it was a great speech. But there was a lot of time spent researching, technology for that big speech.
Even more challenging, right?
Very challenging.
I remember the first time that I went and I spoke in an audience in front of 2,000 people. I remember that I told all my friends, go, I'm going to be speaking. So I remember I have some of my friends in the audience, and I was thinking, wow, as soon as I go up there, I'm gonna say hello, I'm gonna say hi to them, I'm gonna find them. But the truth is exactly what we just said. At the moment that you go up there, you cannot find anybody. Actually, the lights goes on top of your your face, and all you see is like this little heads, and you can not even find the person if it's not even very, very close to you. So that's a
good job. It's a good job you can't see them.
Yeah, exactly. I was with the idea.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, I want to say hello, and as soon as I jumped to the stage, I couldn't see anybody because the light was on top of me, and then I froze. I froze for 1 second. And yes, somehow, same like you, it's your drive, your energy that actually tell you, I'm going for it, whatever it takes. And same thing, the audience cannot hear your heart rate, but my one, it was like boom, 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 boom. But after that was done, I think that there is more I always say that public speaking is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. And this is always the case. Even every time that you speak, Chelsey, everyone is going to say, wow, she's a great speaker. Yes. But the audience also need to know that you have done speeches all over the world several times. That's why it's also it's a good part of becoming a great speaker. It's actually the more you do it, the better you become. And here's the question. We face a lot of people that have different fears. Some people have more fear to speak in front of the camera. Some people have more fear to speak on the stages. In your, as a personal opinion, what is your favorite? Are you more comfortable, more solid in front of the camera in a TV interview or here in Zoom, or you prefer the large stages with a lot of people? What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
You shouldn't get attached. Because if you can speak in front of, when I train people to speak in front of a camera, to speak in front of a room, to speak in front of a live audience. It doesn't matter. But we all have a preference. Now, back in my television days, when I was doing, commercials and things like that, they would know me as like one take, or, just one take. I said, whatever you do, record the pre-record, because I always did it perfectly on the first take. So I'm very, very much trained to be perfect first time. Ask me to do it again, and I'm not very good. I just like live, and I think people do kind of have a preference, but it's been a great career. It's taken me all over the world.
Can you share a little bit more about that? About where has your speaking career taken you?
Oh wow! Cannes Film Festival. I was presenting over there.
Wow, really?
Yeah, for 11 years.
Really? Wow, that's fantastic.
South France Festival, Madrid Film Festival, Amsterdam, Berlin, working with a lot of movie producers and giving out the awards and hosting and presenting, and working for some major high-profile brands in America, in Silicon Valley. I was hired to go and speak for eBay and Cisco. So I've been on their major stages here in England as well for Cisco. So some big brands, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving, really, because now as the CEO of National Mentoring Day, it's very important that if you ever create a mission in your life or a goodwill charity or a cause, you've got to be able to speak about it and get people to buy into your vision. So, everything's happened in my life for a reason. All the speaking career has then helped now when I have my charitable good cause initiative. So, yeah.
And here we go, because today we're sharing how to be a speaker and a great mentor. And we know that you're very passionate about mentorship. Actually, we were talking the other day that mentors, we don't see that the work that they do, they are acknowledged or recognized worldwide. And you took the lead on that, and we're very proud for the organization that you are creating, actually giving this knowledge that the mentors deserve worldwide. So you have got how one of many awards for your work as a leading business mentor. So tell us a little bit more how that came about.
Well, I was working for the government, the British government, on their mentoring initiative. All these, I was working training all these people that wanted to launch their own business startups. And I was teaching them about marketing, branding, public speaking, PR, how to manage the business, sales. And just gradually they became very successful. And then I started mentoring women in business, and that's where I got noticed and started winning all these awards for Business Mentor of the Year and Influential Woman of the Year because of what I did with launching National Mentoring Day. So yeah, it's not about the awards though, it's about the people, the lives that you change, and the skills that I pass on as a mentor, they will still be with those people today. So it's a beautiful gift to keep sharing.
Exactly, I agree 100%. And you are the founder and CEO of the National Mentoring Day. So what was your idea behind launching the National Mentoring Day? Can you please expand on this?
Well, yeah, great question. It's a global initiative now, and how it started was in the UK, that I was mentoring day and night, all these young businesses, all these women, all these startups, all these business individuals. And it's like, where are the other mentors? Back 10 years ago, there weren't so many. It wasn't the buzzword that it is today. The evidence wasn't there that it really changes people's lives. So on that basis, I exhausted myself of mentoring hundreds of people. And I thought, where are all the other mentors? Where's the recognition for the great work that we are doing in changing people's lives? And of course, you've got some awareness days out there, and then they're not very, I'm not going to be rude about some, but they're a little bit useless. It could be like, I don't know, there's probably one, but, National Piece of Paper Day or something. And it's like, where's the National Mentoring Day in every country? It's so important. Charities rely on mentors to mentor disadvantaged youth. Charities rely on mentors to help soldiers overcome PTSD and start new businesses when they've left the military or the police force. In prisons, mentoring helps reduce the reoffending rate. With disability, with adults, older adults who, they need something to do later on in life. Mentoring changes these lives. So I created this National Day to recognize mentoring in all its forms, in business, education, for community, sport, and society. And that's how the idea was born from my own experience.
Okay, and to keep talking about that, I think, for example, there is a difference between a coach and a mentor, and what this National Mentoring Day is only for mentors, is for mentors and coaches, and it is only in UK, it is worldwide. For who specifically is this celebration day of mentoring?
Absolutely, great question. Again, absolutely loaded. I think you have 3 or 4 in one there, so I'll try and break it down. Remind me if I don't cover it all. But like I said, who is it for? Mentoring. You've got veterans mentoring, rehabilitation mentoring, mentoring for students, peer-to-peer mentoring, career mentoring, business mentoring. You've got spiritual mentors. We're all mentors. We all have something to pass on. We all have skills to share. So the basis is that mentoring is at the heart of businesses. That is how businesses thrive. That is how companies can utilize its greatest assets, its own people, and upskill the people in the business. So National Mentoring Day is for everyone. We need to thank those people that mentor across all walks of life, whether it's in charities, personally, in hospitals, whatever walks of life somebody mentors. This is a day where we say thank you to those people, those mentors who make a difference. But we as an organization shine a spotlight on the wonderful mentoring initiatives that are out there that do so much to change the lives of so many people. So it's for everyone. If you don't have a mentoring initiative, you can launch one on the day. We ask mentors to mentor someone on the day. But it is not for coaches. It's National Mentoring Day. It's for mentors, mentoring initiatives, and mentees. Mentors, and I'm not going to use the interview as a whole debate for coaching and mentoring.
There is a difference. There is something different, right?
It's very different. Exactly. Yes. We're asking people to mentor from the experience that they have. I mentor in public speaking, pitching, marketing, branding. Why? Because I've been responsible for multi-million-pound marketing campaigns. I've had over 300 national pages and international pages of press coverage. I do not mentor on corporate structure, mergers and acquisitions, or fintech. Why? Because I don't know anything about those subjects. I know a bit, but I'm not an expert in those. Mentors mentor from experience, and that's what we're asking people to do, is to mentor. We're all coaches, consultants, and mentors. We've all got a bit of that in us, But this day is specifically for those who mentor, because they are sharing their skill stack with others, and that's the gift that we want to be able to get people to share with others on this day. And it's a huge day of recognition and celebration.
Yeah, and then to share a bit more about that, is like a mentor is someone that have the wisdom, and we always have to raise awareness about that, because having a mentor and it can give you a short path to success. And I know that it's a little bit controversial, this topic, but the truth is that it's someone that already had done and achieved something, and as you said, has already experienced and had the ability to mentor you in that topic. It can definitely be a shortcut. It can save you years and years of trial and error. Could be in the battlefield, could be in the business world. So knowledge, and the knowledge, experience-based knowledge, is what define a mentor. And I agree with you that your mentors are specific for the knowledge that they have, right? And
absolutely, don't try and we
exactly.
We advise, don't try and be someone you're not. It's absolutely key, and that's why we're asking everyone. Not everybody is a coach, you see. Not everyone has been and got their coaching degree, or we're asking everyone on the 27th of October to mentor someone. Everyone has skills, to an experience to pass
to guide,
on, to share
exactly,
with someone else. So one person, one word can change a person's life, and that's why we're saying one word, 1 hour, one person, can be all that's needed to affect a positive change in somebody. And that's why it's like a global ask on the day. It's just a beautiful ask, and it doesn't take that much effort. Just pass on the skills, reach out to somebody in your community. It could be all sorts of people in the community. In sports, if you're a sports person, you can help mentor a youth on the day, a student. It's for everybody.
And then, why and how do you take the event to the House of Parliament in England?
Well, that was a tough one. Yeah. So I knew the power of mentoring and the impact of mentoring because I'd seen it with my own eyes. I'd seen how somebody could have a mentor. I was typically with people for 6 months because that was the government allocation. It was the six months. And I saw how they would arrive to how they would leave was a completely 180 new person. And I just thought this mentoring needs to go big. This has the power to change the world. If more people understand it, more people know about it, and more people share the impact and the gift that mentoring brings. So I took my initiative to Lord Young, who used to work for the Prime Minister and very high profile figure here in England. And then I had to, have my program looked at, have the National Day endorsed. And then we had a beautiful event in the Houses of Parliament in England. I invited all the big mentoring initiatives in England to the Houses of Parliament, and the initiative National Mentoring Day was inaugurated there, and now it's gone all over the world. So yeah, it was important. I got the idea because in America, like Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, they did something in the White House to support mentoring. And I thought, right, if they have the White House, I need the Houses of Parliament. And that's where I decided to take it. And it was a great success. So it was important, if you're going to have an idea, to launch it in the correct way to show that you mean business and to showcase that it's important. Where could be more important than the United Kingdom Houses of Parliament? That's why I chose to do it there.
Yes, and and as mentoring as is so important, the Parliament took over the event and endorsed the National Mentoring Day, because there is mentoring. Mentoring is something that is not enough support of recognized, and it is playing a lead role in the society today, more than we can even imagine, right? Because mentoring has evolved into a way that today there is knowledge, expert knowledge in several areas in business, life, health, and are these people that are helping others, giving the expertise, the knowledge, sharing what they took them maybe 20, 30 years to learn, and to share that knowledge, that passion with the people. I think that this is one of the greatest initiatives that the people that do this work get the recognition that they deserve. And
thank you, Harry, for recognizing it, because it is so important. We need for the world to survive. We need a collaboration and connection, and like you said, a mentor. It gets you to where you want to be far quicker, in half the time, without the stress. So absolutely agreed.
And also the mentoring itself, because when I was growing up, right, this didn't exist. I mean,
no, it didn't exist when I was growing up either.
It was not even available, and it's our role. That's why your organization is doing a great job to raise awareness about mentors, about mentoring, and what your life can change and can improve when having the right mentor. And we're talking about your health can improve dramatically if you have a right nutritional mentor. Your fitness, your stress levels, bodybuilding, your business, your in all the specific areas, right? So knowledge and the sharing of expert knowledge is something that has to be recognized. And then this is the other thing that I would like to ask you is, during doing this fascinating job that you have been doing, any mentoring stories that you can remember? I'm sure that you have hundreds of those ones, but if you can mention if you can mention someone that changed someone's life, so the audience can understand more the power and the impact that can create having the right mentor in someone's life. If you have any story that you can share with us, please.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be here till midnight because I've mentored
hundreds of stories, right?
Hundreds of businesses, so I won't bore you, but mentoring changes lives. I've had people, through the speaking side, I've had women CEOs, they are debilitated because they don't know how to speak, address an audience, speak on television, speak in front of the media. Somebody sent me a message the other day and they said, we need you to record 15 minutes of speech without taking a break. And, that needs training. I did it flawlessly without one single break, but somebody else would have gone into meltdown over that. And, this is where I've had women come to me and you can just tell that they're not their true 100% perfect self because something's holding them back. And I love changing lives, especially for women who they've been through a hard time, they've lost themselves, they don't know, they've lost their way in life, their purpose, regenerating people. So that's what I used to take a great passion in. I had one woman, she literally walked in my door. She was just not a happy person and she left with her head held up high with a whole new lease of life. I mentored a lady who was, I think she was nearly 90, to create her own business. She again found a new lease of life. And many people with disabilities. The obvious one and the most common one that I've worked on was dyslexia. Many people with dyslexia. And when I start to share with them, Richard Branson was dyslexic. Many famous people have been dyslexic. How to utilize their disability to make it their greatest ability. Wow, that's where success takes form and really takes off. So, I've had many beautiful stories of where people's lives have changed, from disadvantaged youth where people, maybe were living a life of crime. Then they decided to pack it in and, decide, right, I'm going to turn the right path now. I'm going to get a mentor. I mentored a few where we created a business for them and then they completely changed their life. But, Harry, this is the important thing. When you mentor somebody and you pass on life-changing skills, mentoring affects the whole family. You're then impacting that family as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So and communities. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving. If you're helping a kid who's, really struggling at home, he's being naughty, and you're giving him a business, that's going to help the parents and the economy and everything else.
Exactly.
When his business is a success. So yeah.
Yeah, and then getting closer to the day, yes. So what happens in the lead up to the big day? So tell us a little bit more about what happens.
Okay, well, anyone can get involved. This is we've covered the many beautiful areas of mentoring, from the charities, the volunteer sector, the public sector, and people, companies and brands can get involved and say, I support mentoring, we support mentoring. We need more mentoring for insert the gap in their business. We need more mentoring for women in sport, for people who play hockey, for women boxers. I don't know, people, it's a chance for people to put their hand up and say, hey, I am a mentor. It's another chance for people to put their hand up and say, I need help. I need a mentor. And we shine a spotlight on all the beautiful mentoring initiatives that they need a voice. There's all these amazing initiatives launched as a result of National Mentoring Day as well. So we're inviting everybody from schools, individuals, businesses, governments, communities, students to get involved and celebrate National Mentoring Day. Show your support. Share your mentoring tips and case studies and stories, interviews like we're doing now. Interview somebody who's been there in your life and say thank you. We have thank you cards on our website, nationalmentoringday.org, and there's 35 ways to get involved for free on the day in our Get Involved guide that you can download on the website. We've got social media graphics for everybody, sports, businesses, and it's just a wonderful initiative.
Okay, and then can you please share with us the website,
www.nationalmentoringday.org.
Okay, one more time, everyone.
www.nationalmentoringday.org. That's ORG on the end.
And then
stands for organization.
And then there is all the information. So what is the day exactly?
It's the 27th of October.
27th of October. Yeah, let me check here my calendar. Coming up soon, actually, 27th of October, Wednesday. Yay. Wednesday, 27th of October. So what people should do, that people should go to the website and take one of these initiatives.
Go to the website, download the Get Involved guide, follow us on social media at NMD Global. And that way, we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, National Mentoring Day on LinkedIn, and then all the rest is at NMD Global. So that's where people can start posting and thanking their mentors and download the graphics. But we want everybody to join in and support mentoring and give it the recognition that it deserves. So on the 27th of October, in the lead up to the day, now, like we're doing this interview, people start sharing, saying thank you to their mentor. And we really are encouraging businesses and brands to create assets and to create mentoring activities, workshops, seminars, Q&A sessions, interviews, and everybody mentors on the day and shares their stories and supports mentoring. Even if it's just holding up a sign saying, yeah, I support mentoring, which we have on our website.
We have to create as a team a big buzz about mentoring, because we want the world, not only United Kingdom, we want the world to be aware what is the importance of mentoring in the society. And like you said, is not only for the person, but a positive impact in mentoring can actually reflect in moving forward the economy of a family, of the communities, and of the society itself. I always share with everyone that the more wealthy the people are, the more mentors they have, and this is for a reason.
Oh yeah,
and
many
if you see the multi-millionaires, when you see they have mentors for everything, right? One of them, I think it's Richard Branson. I read once that he has a lot of mentors in different areas, right? So
yeah, I have a spiritual mentor. I have a health mentor. One for everything, really.
Yeah, whatever area of your life you want to take it to a next level.
I just need a cooking mentor, really. I haven't mastered cooking, I'm afraid.
There you go. You find a mentor and you get it. So for that, we have to create a big awareness what is available for people, and is in those initiatives that you have. For example, I was this last Saturday in a charity work, right? And they were asking me in the charity event for teenagers, right? An organization that is working with teenagers here in UK. And I have a big a conversation with Ron, the director of the charity, and I was sharing with him that we're gonna put the program, and I'm going to there with my partner Lily, and we're gonna mentor the the teenagers in how to overcome the fear of public speaking and empowerment. And also we were talking about mentoring the team of the charity itself in some customer service and
we should join forces then.
And sales, right? So the whole point is that mentoring is available not only for the wealthy people. With a little bit of knowledge, us also as mentors, we have a responsibility to obviously to some of us that are doing this as full-time, right, as a career, but also to do work with the community. So to make sure that all sectors of society have access to mentor and have access what mentoring can bring to them. And this is I think, Chelsey, more work that your organization we have to do together in that to democratize mentoring and try to create new programs, new initiatives to make it available for everyone. And I think that the National Mentoring Day is the biggest platform in the planet today that is taking this initiative. Can you share with us who is supporting you? Who do you need help? How business and brand can get involved? How they can help you? Or how they can help the whole movement to get a bigger reach all over the world?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we need the bigger reach. So, I can only go off of, we've been doing this for nearly 10 years now, and it's just grown and grown and grown. The organizations that got involved last year, I mean, we're talking about like the British Army, the NHS, the nurses, they have mentoring initiatives. A few funny stories, like I was on the tube, and the tube, like Transport for London, they did an announcement that they were supporting and saying thank you to all their mentors on the tube network. Football teams in America, soccer teams, sports teams, huge amounts of charities. We have the Princess Diana Award. They get involved. The Prince's Trust. Huge brands. The government gets involved, the Department of Education, members of Parliament. You see them mentoring on the day. Last year we had over 100 members of British Parliament mentoring somebody. Oh. One MP mentoring one disadvantaged youth on the day. Can you imagine? That's just so powerful. That was an initiative through the Diana Award. We have restaurants, the hospitality industry that really took a bad turn last year, hospitality. So last year we had chefs, really putting out there saying we need more mentors for the hospitality industry. Chefs were tweeting about mentors and I'd like to be a mentor, giving back. We have major universities and schools, Oxford Brookes, all the different universities and colleges. They're thanking their mentoring programs, their mentees. A lot of brands a lot of organizations that have mentoring initiatives, they use the day to showcase their impact. That's why it's at the end of the year, end of October. Showcase the impact, showcase the mentoring successes they've had throughout the year. There's hundreds of thousands of mentoring initiatives out there, and we are the voice of these mentoring initiatives. We're shining a light on them and being the voice and the news and the media for mentors and mentoring initiatives. So we have a lot of celebrities, people from Dragon's Den, athletes. It really is for everybody. So magazines, newspapers, media, BBC, they all do something. They all tweet them, on the hashtag National Mentoring Day. It trends top on Twitter every year. So people will use that to their advantage. They'll give discounts. They'll do all sorts of things. Hashtag National Mentoring Day.
That's great. Excellent. And then so what are you in your journey? What is the long-term vision for the National Mentoring Day?
Well, we're going global. We've gone global. On our website, we have everything now in Spanish, which was interesting to try and do the translation, as you will know, my friend. So the Spanish side of things is going well. We need to bring mentoring to every country. You know, it's so important that every country celebrates National Mentoring Day in their own way, in their own style, you know? So this is why we've created it. Eventually we'll work through all the different languages. We're working with the Welsh government now to get all the materials done into Welsh, but it's gone global, and you know, it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. So we need funding, we need sponsors, we need more official partners to come on board. For organizations who are passionate about mentoring like we are, they need to, you know, support so that we can, you know, raise more awareness and support mentoring initiatives that do so much.
Okay, and at the moment, this is all the information is available in English and Spanish. I was reading the other day that they were saying that now in USA there are more people that speak Spanish than English. That now the Spanish speaker rate has that was a challenge to translate and because it's a lot of content in the website and all the programs. It's a massive work. So
yes. Yes. Can't you see the bags under my eyes?
So from the bottom of my heart, as Spanish speakers, thank you so much for everyone that support this initiative to make the information about the National Mentoring Day and all the activities that they are doing available for the Latin America, for the Spanish speaking world. And what will be the next language that you guys are planning to adopt, so more and more people are aware of in their own language, easier to understand all the programs that the organizations are doing?
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll get through to Mandarin, French, Italian,
Chinese.
Dutch.
Wow, Mandarin, that's gonna be a big word, big
I have a nervous breakdown. It's gonna be very tricky, but we will do it. I will never give up.
That's the spirit.
I have a belief in something. I never realized, you know, how much work there was taking everything. There's 21 Spanish-speaking countries, Harry.
Yeah.
Just think how many lives that we've touched.
Exactly.
Now. I already did something in Hong Kong many years ago, about 5 years ago. I had to speak. I had to go and help all these school children understand, and these teachers understand what mentoring was, how to do it.
Really?
And then they sent me the video back with all the Mandarin subtitles on the end. Just think how that's impacted Hong Kong already. That was, you know, years ago. So by spreading the word, I was having a conversation with somebody in Mexico the other day, sharing, and they didn't know about what mentoring was. And they said, oh no, mentoring, you just have to pay for it. I said, no, not if you're a disadvantaged person, if you're disabled, if you've suffered trauma, if you've suffered abuse. This is where charities and communities,
exactly,
they give back and they do the mentoring. So there's still a huge mentoring gap, Harry, where people don't understand. They think it's for the wealthy, and that's why we need.
Exactly, it's a paradigm that's why we had to, and it's the foundation of the charity. Basically, it's like you said, mentoring.
That's
why when
charities all over the world.
When we travel to Latin America to do our charity work, is basically training, mentoring. What we do there with the kids, with the teenagers in the university. Even to the entrepreneurs in the Chamber of Commerce, right? So there is the more awareness, and the whole principle is that people have to be comfortable to ask for help. I think that there is a breakdown in the barrier of us, and this is maybe a limiting belief, or this the reason for that is how we've been raised, right? That I'm scared to ask for help. Asking for help is expensive. Asking for help, I have to pay. So sometimes it's your brain that works against you, and it's stopping you to go out there and find help and find a mentor. And I think in your website there's plenty of information how the different ways that disadvantaged people can get help as well through mentoring. And what can we do to help you to support this amazing initiative? What can we do as a group to help you to support this amazing initiative?
Well, we'd love people to follow us at NMP Global. We'd love people to share the posts and just to get involved. Let's make Twitter trend on the day as well. And if you know people that want to get in touch as a sponsor, as an official partner, if they believe in mentoring, share our posts. That would be very helpful. And you never know, just one person could be at great risk of suicide or something, and they see that all this mentoring information is out there, and they decide, now I'm going to take the initiative because I've seen something today. I've seen how mentoring has helped somebody else change their life. I'm going to ask for help. It gives people permission on the day, in the lead up to the day, to say, I need a mentor in my life.
And then the last question that I think is one of the most important questions that everyone should know is, how do you find the best match in mentor? In your experience working for over 10 years in the mentoring space and founding this National Mentoring Day. So in your experience, how you find the best match in mentors?
Well, that's a great question. Obviously, you got to first figure out what type of mentor you're looking for. We're not one size fits all. So if you're wanting public speaking or pitching or branding or things, I can help you in those areas. Like you, Harry, you're public speaking. But it's finding out what support you need. I have somebody who's just recently wants to become an athlete. So they're going to go to somebody who has been through that rigorous process of training daily. They're not going to go to a business mentor for athletic training. If you want to have the looks of a bodybuilder, you're not going to come and see me. You've got to figure out what do I want? Do I want business advice? You got to drill down and get specific. What type of business advice? People who are good at marketing and sales may not necessarily be good at corporate structure and accountancy work. We're not one person fits all. So break it down. If you're going to want to get help with PR or marketing, you've got to find out, has that person, that CEO or that business mentor actually had experience in doing that? And if so, what field? If you're in television, are they in television? Are they in medical? Are they in the healthcare services? Are they in fintech? It's looking at what type of mentor do I need, and where and what help do I need? Be specific. Then you can start messaging people on LinkedIn, looking for those professional services who advertise, and that's where you can make the best match. But here's a quick spanner in the works. Some people, they think, if I'm in media, I need somebody in media. You don't have to have the exact correlating industry. Very, very important here. Somebody who's come from a completely different industry to you can really broaden your horizons and show you so many other ways and avenues and revenue streams that you never thought possible. because they're going wider than your industry that you know. So, that's it. And see if you get on with the mentor, if they understand you, if there's respect, if you trust them, and if not, you can move on and try someone else.
And then in the journey of a mentor, because mentoring sometimes is very intimate, one-to-one experience, and do you think that if a mentor become a speaker, right, it would be a one positive way to leverage the knowledge, because he would be able to pass the mentoring one to many at the same time? Or do you think that mentoring should be something that should be done into a one-to-one basis, and only the mentors go and speak on a stage just to deliver keynotes about the knowledge and about the experience? Or what is your view do you have to be a good speaker to be a good mentor, or there are different ways that you can be a great mentor and not necessarily have to be a good speaker?
Okay, well, you've asked me about 10
so many questions at the same time, sir.
That's your record, because I know we're finishing the interview. Yeah. That's your record, Harry. Okay, so right. The first thing is that you don't have to be a good speaker to be a mentor. No, because we're asking everybody to mentor someone on the day, to help somebody in their community, maybe an older person who is lonely and they've lost their way in life. They're lonely. You can really go and help somebody for National Mentoring Day. But on a professional level, business mentors, if you have a passion and you have something that you are, you have a cause or an initiative like me, you're going to need to be a good speaker to take that vision, to take that mission globally. I've had to address, in Spain, like it's the equivalent of like the United Nations government. I've had to speak at the House of Commons. I've had to speak at the House of Lords, the Houses of Parliament. It wouldn't work if I wasn't able to speak. So it is very, very important. Very important.
In a professional level.
On a professional level, yes, depending on where you want to go with your career. I needed this initiative to be taken seriously all over the world. So therefore, I have to speak in Hong Kong, I have to speak in Madrid, I have to speak in all these countries to share my passion for mentoring. If I don't have the passion, the country is not going to get involved, and that's where it's very, very key. So you can also speak to groups of people, one-to-one or one-to-many. You know the score. It's being able to give your message to as many people as possible. So group mentoring is absolutely fine. It's great, but I can bet your bottom dollar that afterwards people will come up to you and they'll tell you something that's happened, some trauma in their life, and they'll need some assistance with that. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chelsey. It's a pleasure for me to have you here. And I think that was very powerful what you just said. Like, for example, you just said, I just went to Hong Kong, right? So even if you, when you share in front from the kids, in front of the people about the initiative, about what it means, right? Definitely be a good speaker will help. However, you don't need to be a good speaker to be a mentor, because you can mentor in a one-to-one basis where it's more deeper connection with the people. And in just in case that you want to get your mentor career to the next level, that you want to do it in a bigger size, or you are expanding a movement, is when then the speaker's skills will be useful. So remember, everyone, on 27, right?
27th of October.
Okay, so 27th of October, everyone visit. Which website they have to visit?
nationalmentoringday.org.
Okay, and download what they have to do?
Download the Get Involved pack. And in Spanish, it's nationalmentoringday.org /descarga. You can say that word.
Yes,
download,
yeah, exactly. Descarga is the same thing.
There's on the download page. There's an Espanol page.
Okay, so you can even download it into the Get Involved program. You can even download it in English and in Spanish. You read the material, and you can do one of these initiatives. You can follow them in social media, post there, and help us to create this international movement. Once again, thank you so much, Chelsey, for joining us in this amazing interview. And let's work together to make the National Mentoring Day a worldwide movement, so the mentors all over the world get the recognition, and they can, and we can get more people involved. We can have more mentors and more mentees all over the world.